Sing, sing, zoom, zoom, my little heart goes boom when I hear this melody.
Howdy! Okay, so I'm going to do a video today that was requested for winged eyeliner on maturing eyes. And I think this is a great video idea. I hadn't really thought about doing it before, but it's definitely something that all of us are going to deal with eventually if we're not dealing with it now. The makeup that I'm wearing today is kind of pinup style makeup. I've got a lot of white highlight at my brow bone. I've got a lot darker eyebrow. So this isn't something I would wear on an everyday basis. This is more for photography. And you will see why, because I'm going to be doing a tutorial using these rollers, these soft rollers. But the tutorial for the hair will not be posted until the 30th. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a collaboration tutorial, so make sure to keep an eye out on the 30th for that look. As you can see right now, I haven't rolled it yet, so forget the hair for now. What I'm going to do right now is show you how to do winged eyeliner on maturing eyes. All of us are going to deal with it, like I said, and if you live in a very sunny, very dry climate, you may be dealing with it in your 20s before somebody who maybe lives in a more humid climate or a more, a cloudy or overcast climate might, because you're going to find that a lot of times the squinting from the sun and just from being exposed to the elements is going to wreak havoc on your skin no matter how well you take care of it, to some extent. So these little lines that we develop around our eyes that kind of drag down right here, that's going to happen earlier for some than for others. I'm 36, and so I am already, I'm definitely dealing with this situation. And something that I've found is really common complaint for ladies who have maturing eyelids is they want to do a winged liner, but their liner is not, they can't make a clean line because the liner is settling into cracks or areas where their skin is dragging a bit. So this is going to be my tips on how to handle that, and let's get started. Okay, the first thing that you need to remember when you've got maturing eyes and you're going to apply your daily makeup is you need to make sure that you're using a primer. Primers are so important, especially for those of you who have maybe some wrinkling or sagging in the eye area, because what it's going to do is it's going to prevent any creasing or any settling into those lines. So this is a very important product. This is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. There's also the Urban Decay Primer Potion. There are a million other ones. I think Paint Pots by MAC are very well accepted in that area. So just make sure you're priming your eye with something. And if you have something like a paint pot that has some flesh tone to it, that's also going to help cancel out any darkness on your eyelid. So that's very important. The most important point is going to help with your eyeliner and your eyeshadow is your primer. The second thing I would recommend, I already applied my mascara for a reason. I wanted to show you the way that I apply mascara now that I have consideration of these lines here, is I always stop applying my mascara about right here. I never apply mascara to the lashes on the far ends of my eyes. The reason that I don't do that is because what happens when you apply your mascara here is it's going to draw attention to these lines here at the edge. So make sure, especially if you're having a difficulty with a clean line and things like that because of some deeper wrinkles here at the edge of your eyes, the laugh lines, make sure that you're not applying your mascara too far down because it's going to drag the eyes down and the attention to that location. Thirdly, we're going to go ahead with the eyeliner application. I'm using an angled liner brush and a cake liner. Now, it's not necessary that you use a cake liner, but I think it's a great idea for maturing eyes, and I'm going to tell you why. Cake liner, like this Ben Nye cake liner, dries extremely quickly. If you've got consideration of lines around your eyes and you're not using a cake liner or something that dries quickly, you may find that one of the reasons you can't get a clean line is because the eyeliner is settling into your areas, your lined areas, as it dries. Some liquid liners dry very quickly, so that might be a good option for you. The Kat Von D tattoo liner dries really quickly, so that could be a good option. Gel liners sometimes might not be the best option, and neither would a kohl pencil, I don't believe, for this particular purpose. So we're focusing on winged liner here. If you're looking for a smudged look, that can sometimes really help with drawing attention away from the lines at the corners of the eyes. So then I would recommend a pencil. But in this case, we're going to use this you probably hear my baby in the background. We're going to use this eyeliner brush and the Ben Nye cake liner. And I'm going to make sure and get all the excess product off the end and get the edge into a nice tip, nice clean tip. And what I'm going to do is, instead of starting at the outer corner You can see where my eyes have kind of slowly started to droop towards the edge. What we're going to do is start lining right at the top, right in the middle of the eye, straight out. Maybe a slight swoop. You're not going to go all the way to the outer corner of your eye. You're going to stop just inside that outer corner, and then you're going to connect. You see how it looks incomplete? It is incomplete. There's a reason for that. It's going to make the eyes lift up. Do you see, without even filling it in, how much more uplifted this eye looks than this one? You just fill it in. Make sure your point is nice and clean. And then you can go back over it. I'm using water. You can use a mixing medium that will prevent this from ever smudging, or you can set this with a black eyeshadow. That also works. It's not going to be as foolproof as, say, the tattoo liner from Kat Von D, because that's almost like a Sharpie, like I've said, for the eyes, but it is going to give you more staying power. Now, after you've done your wing, you're going to go ahead and go all the way to the inside corner. Okay, so the key is to stop the line before you get to that outside edge. And now I'm going to do the other eye, and then we'll do eyelashes. Okay, so the very next thing that's important is if you're going to be applying false eyelashes, you also have to use that same line of logic about drawing attention to the eyes going upward. So I've got an eyelash here from NYX. It is number 107. They're called the Dream Catchers. You see this here? Okay, these are the eyelashes that are small on the outer corners and longer in the middle. That's important for this. And you cut it in half. Make sure you cut it pretty evenly in half. Okay, so when you apply your eyelash, what you're going to do is run the eyelash through your eyelash glue. I'm using the dark version of Duo Lash Adhesive. And you're going to take the end of your eyelash that's the longest, and you're going to apply that to the outer corner of your eye only, but paying special attention to not going too far to the edge. You don't want to go all the way to the outer corner. You want to go about where you have finished applying your eyeliner. And that's going to lend itself also to like an uplifted swoop, as opposed to if you applied it down here, it would draw the edge of the eye down. And these eyelashes are actually very straight. I don't typically use eyelashes this straight, so keep that in mind. And once again, these eyelashes that I use are actually a more dramatic eyelash, more for photography purposes. This is not like, or for evening, this isn't really like something you would wear if you wear eyelashes during the day. You want to make sure that you're not using something too dramatic. But these are really, really good for the purpose of illustration, because you can see how, because I did not apply them all the way down here, the eyes have an uplifted look. So that's really important if you have maturing eyelids. That if you do use eyelashes, false eyelashes, make sure, I always recommend just using the outer half of the eyelash, because it is going to draw attention to the upper corners of the eye, and it's going to be more uplifting. It's kind of like what Marilyn Monroe believes strongly in. But also try to avoid ever applying the eyelash too far down, because that's going to draw attention also to those lines at the outer edge. So that's all I have to say about that subject. If you do line your lower lash line, make sure that you're keeping that muted, and maybe even use a pencil brush to apply your lower eyeliner, because that's going to help also keep it softened and will prevent the harsh color from settling into your creases. So I hope this was helpful. Y'all have a good day.
When I hear this melody playing, sing, sing, zum, zum, a little simple tune. Who cares what the words may be saying?